come to you from the Hog Pen in Warnburg Stadium, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It is the Simulation Football League presented by you folks here on YouTube. Glad to have you with us tonight. It's a North Division matchup here between the DC Dragons and the Pittsburgh River Hogs. Hello everybody, Ethan Muslin here with my partner Mark Lopez. Mark, DC off to a good start, won two of their last three of their last four after having a rough start with the first two games. Pittsburgh, on the expansion side, still having their expansion woes, if you will, but they did beat Chicago in week 4. Hoping to get another win tonight. How do you think they can pull it off? Oh, I think Mark's a little bit on the muted side, but we'll get him all squared away in a second. But just bring it in for tonight. DC is 3-3, Pittsburgh 1-5 in this North Division matchup. So Pittsburgh 2 back against the Dragons. They've had a bit of a rough go for the first couple of games, as we said. Pittsburgh right now 28.8 on their points scored allowed, at bottom of the league, unfortunately. But they do have a really good pass defense. If all works out, they should be able to do just fine as we are underway here in Pittsburgh. Ball being taken out right at the goal line. Nice little push on the return. That brought out to the 28-yard line. That was Ben Harrison on the return. So we'll see the Pittsburgh offense brought to you with Eric Price under center, having himself an okay season, being very aggressive through the air. Currently 12th in the league in receiving yards, 1,172 on the season so far. So far 10th in the league in completion percentage with 54.7.
And I believe I'm back here, Ethan.
There you go, Mark. Welcome back here. Good to have you back. Let's get started here from this first drive. 1st and 10 from the 28. Price will throw and gets it down to the right side. It was intended for Harrison. It falls incomplete.
Yep, Eric Price, one of the two quarterbacks for this Pittsburgh roster. One of the few teams who has even two in their roster and even uses both at some decent consistency. Price, 172 attempts. Brown with 26 in the season. And interesting how they managed to mix those both up, or at least balance their output.
And the Brown is under center here for this play. 2nd and 10. Weston is in motion to the left. That's Connor Weston. Brown in the pockets, trying to scramble away, but gets taken down by Mike Wagner. It'll be a loss of 5 and a sack for the big man.
Oh, we were talking about this before the game began. We're going to see many sacks from the team who leads the league in sacks delivered to their opponents with 17. That is DC. I thought we would see more from the edge, but instead Wagner all the way from the inside, breaking through that line, that very thin line of Pittsburgh for the sack.
So they'll have Brown throw on 3rd down. Oh, and it's deflected at the line by Jason Bourne, and it's incomplete. Pittsburgh will go 3 and out on their opening drive. And yeah, we were talking about the sacks earlier today. Eric Price and Michael Brown combining for 16 sacks for Pittsburgh on the season. Wow. It's one of the most sacked quarterback units in the SFL. So the punt will be underway for Rodney Williams. Taking about the 36 for DC, and get a few yards to return on that. That one returned by Sam Harrison to bring it to the DC 38.
So now Pittsburgh's defense will be tested here against DC's arguably superior offense, as far, at least when you look on paper, better rushing numbers, better, slightly similar passing numbers.
Yeah, very good running on the ground for DC. They're 6th in the league in rushing with 671 yards compared to their passing, 843 for Shabazz Synergy from under center. He will throw, and the quick pass up the middle is complete to Lauren Percoco. And she gets a gain of 9 on that play. That we'll probably be seeing a lot of Lauren tonight. She's the top receiver for this DC offense.
Yeah, top receiver as far as catches go, and as far as targets go as well. They like throwing to her. She has good hands and secures the ball more often than the opponent's defense would like.
Here's a handoff, and the middle for Kevin Say. It's enough for the 1st down.
Well, we'll see if they challenge this, but that was an interesting decision by the ref. Looks like no flag, no little cloth from the coach, and they let it go.
Yeah, Coach Gina McFly gonna leave it in his pocket for the challenge. And another run here to the right side for Sam Harrison will go down for a loss of 1.
I mean, we kind of I wouldn't say we kind of expected this. The defense of Pittsburgh has been solid despite their overall woes. Their passing defense is second best. Their rushing defense not the best. But so far, rushing defense solid.
Synergy gonna throw up the middle. Oh, and a great
Nice.
hit on the attempted catch. That one broken up by Corey Menner. It'll be incomplete. That's the pass defense we've been talking about. That is 3rd in the league in passing yards allowed.
In 3rd and long now.
2nd allowed.
That's true. 2nd allowed.
They'll go 3rd down and 11. Synergy, 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Looks like a dime pack for the Riverhogs. They're going to show blitz. They rush 6. Here comes Synergy with the throw down the middle. Down caught by Percoco. Down into enemy territory into 35 of Pittsburgh.
I mean, if you blitz that many and you leave Percoco one-on-one with a smaller defender, she also outrun the man covering her. And then Pittsburgh had to rely on their safety to clean that up. Percoco had that ball already, just needed to be brought down.
Mark it down at the 33-yard line of Pittsburgh on a huge pass. And they'll go for another one here. Synergy down, gets it over to Josh Gill inside the red zone for another 1st down.
I like that quick route coming out from the outside as a wideout and then running what looks like a hot route where he starts the slant instantly and just jumps for the ball.
I'm going to mark it down at the 17-yard line, a 16-yard gain for Josh Gill. Twins to the left here for 1st down on the offset eye. It'll be a pitch to Kevin Say, going to the left side, and is brought down by Dimitri Monzuma. It'll go down for a gain of 1.
So still rushing defense looking good so far for Pittsburgh. They haven't yielded much yards, if at all.
Yeah, not much from the running game so far, but their passing game against a very tough pass defense is doing very well. Gill in motion to the left. They will head to him on a quick pass, and it will be a couple more yards to boot. They make it 3rd down and 5. Again, can't tackle there by Monzuma.
3rd and medium now, and this is prime opportunity to have Percoco run some kind of in route.
On the deep drop, it will be completed to Gill inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal to go for the Dragons.
It was almost a double post with Gill and the other receiver, and it's hard to beat when, one of the post route is pressuring the middle, the other post route is pressuring the outside, and you pick your poison. Eric Price, sorry, not Eric Price. My bad, DC. Shabazz picked the poison for Pittsburgh, and a nice completion.
We got 2 tight ends set to the left here for 1st and goal. Handoff, Kevin Say, right side and unopposed. Touchdown, Dragons.
Say had no resistance. How about the fullback in front of him? Had 0 resistance as well. Nobody to block. Well, Kevin says, I'll take that any day of the week. Thank you very much for rolling the red carpet and giving me 6.
He did have Chuck Steller there on the blocking route, but there was just nobody around for him to find to take care of any blocks. So it was just wide open lane, just walk right in. It'll be a 3-yard touchdown for Kevin Say to put DC on the board. Caleb Richards with the extra point will put it up and through. We'll make it 7-0 DC with 5:49 to go here in the 1st quarter. That last drive, 10 plays for 58 yards. So Shabazz Synergy, a perfect 5 for 5 on through the air on those plays. Kick will be taken here at the 4. Harrison to bring it out to the 25. Nice stiff arm on that play to get it up to the 29-yard line. Let's introduce that Pittsburgh Riverhog offense as they take the field for the 2nd time tonight. Quarterbacks are Eric Price and Michael Brown. Running backs are Mike Churchill and BB Blitz. Fullback is Cooper Allen. Wide receivers, Devin Lloyd, Ben Harrison, and Connor Weston. Tight end is Keith Wheeler. Notable players on the line, you got Rachel Menner and Bruce White at tackle. And then Taylor Menner, she will be at guard. 1st and 10 from the 29. High formation with 2 receivers to the left. Brown is going to be under center. He will throw, trying to run it himself. He'll get a positive yard and get a gain of 8 on the run.
Wow.
Good awareness by scrambling from Michael Brown to push for positive yardage.
I mean, besides awareness, the courage as well to run that and not slide as he met the linebacker on the shoulder charge and he gets brought down. Good on him to keep the ball secure through all that.
2 tight ends to the right. They're going to try the rush up the middle. BB Blitz will get the first down to the 41. And the Pittsburgh drive will continue.
Nice quick run by Blitz. Down the middle. Him and Churchill, get this, have exactly 51 carries each. Twinsies as far as that number goes.
Here's Price going to throw it.
Oh,
It's a one-handed pick! Taken away by Jadooby Doo, and now it's DC football in prime territory.
Ethan, I think Jadooby Doo's hands are looking pretty nice.
I think that is your Retroid Nice Hands catch of the game. Run a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K 23. An incredible catch by Jadooby Doo to give DC the ball back. They are just inside the Pittsburgh 40.
Insane.
It'll be a handoff to Say, going up the middle, penalty flag down as the tackle is made by Tom Krieg. I think that was Tom Krieg. Oh no, it's Corey Menner who is down.
Injured.
So an injury on the play for Corey Menner, and we also have the penalty pending. Hopefully we'll get some word on Corey Menner's status later in the game, but now we have to see what the flag is all about. And as a block in the back on DC. So it will be 1st and 25 on DC's side of the field. Let's take a look at the block here from Stellar. Oh yeah. That is an absolute push in the back. Cannot do that.
Too aggressive on those hands. I guess it was his momentum as well. He probably will bump into the defender anyway, and probably that was his way of defending himself.
So after the penalty, it'll now be 1st and 25. DC on their own 40, about 45.5-yard line. 3 receivers for Synergy. They're going to pitch it out to Stellar, who will get about 2 on the play. Still 2 and a country mile left to go.
Yeah, the nice thing there was Say had a good block from one of his wide receivers. The unfortunate thing is he ran into his blocker, and that essentially slowed him down, gave the defense time for the tackle.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. On 2nd and long. Synergy to throw. Going deep down the middle. Completed to Mason Kirby. A little bit of a inside rivalry between Mason Kirby and Eric Price. Both of them former members of the Las Vegas Fury. Now they're back on the Pittsburgh side of the field for 3rd down.
Well, I wouldn't go as far and say they're rivals without knowing if there had been bad blood between them. I'm sure they're all friends on the field.
Former friends, now bitter enemies in tonight's game.
Ooh, well, that's a steep mountain to climb to go from former friends to bitter enemies, but...
Well, they are tonight. They are tonight.
That is true. They are tonight, and, Pittsburgh, their first season, this might be many more seasons between this team and those 2 players.
And in motion to the right here for Synergy. He's going to throw it, gets it away! Oh, and deflected, incomplete. Hits the ground. Had to make sure it hit the ground last time, because last time we had a deflection, it was a deflection for a reception.
Right, which was insane.
That was an insane grab from that Baltimore game. So it'll be 4th down, and it will be a punt from Ron Van Cleef. We'll kick this away. It looks down to be a corner kick. They're going to let this bounce, and it will go out of bounds about, I don't say about the 17, maybe the 18-yard line. So Pittsburgh holds DC after the interception to no points, mostly thanks to that clipping penalty. But now they have a chance to try to move back down the field. 1st and 10 from the 16, they're going to call it. Brown under pressure, gets it away, and incomplete. Good coverage on that play. Connor Weston, the intended target.
First time we're calling Connor Weston tonight. He is going to be the X factor. I say X factor. He is the factor for Pittsburgh's potential upset here. Number 1 in league interceptions and yards. 5th in touchdowns with 3. He is really their primary weapon here.
Brown will go for the throw again, rolling out to his right, gonna go for the run. Wow, pushing right in front of Josh Vasquez and gets 7 yards for his trouble.
Ain't that the same play he, at least as far as how it ended, where he met the linebacker head on and pushed through for more yards? You gotta give this man some respect on his name.
Absolutely. 3rd and 3 now. 2 tight ends split. They're going to hand it off up the middle, and there'll be a first down for BB Blitz.
I'm getting a feeling of deja vu here, Ethan. I'm not sure if it's just me.
So the drive will continue for Pittsburgh. They've got a tight end set to the left, 2 receivers right. Offset I formation. And here comes the rush, but they cover it. And a nice little run by Mike Churchill will set up a gain of 3. Let's quickly introduce the DC Dragon defense. On the line, the Pittsburgh native Kano Fortson is on the line at defensive end with John Gary, Mike Wagner, and Jason Bourne. Linebackers are Nick Fargo, Jason Strongbow, and Saeed Gore. Corners, Peanut Say, Jadubi Dew, and Daryl Bullock. Safeties, John DeSantis. That would have been a big flip. Tyler Highfield, Josh Vasquez, and Kevin Say Jr., as Blitz will run for a few more yards to set up 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, and Blitz is looking like pretty productive as far as efficiency goes on the ground game. Picking up first downs here and there, and now setting up 3rd and 1.
And it'll be a delayed handoff, and Churchill will get the first down. Stays on his feet, crosses the 40 to the 43-yard line. Hard, hitting 5 yards, but gets the first.
My man must have grown up working as a fisherman. His balance, as if he was on a rocky boat, stood upright more than I would have wanted. I still got a first down even before the first hit. So, good individual effort by Mike.
Keeps the chains moving for the Riverhogs. Lloyd is in motion over to the left side. Brown staying under center, will throw it. Oh, deflected at the line and incomplete. And looks like Wagner got his hands on that one.
2nd and 10. For the most of this drive, they've been at 2nd and medium, 2nd and short. Now 2nd and 10, they might go to a passing formation. This is a mix of either pass or run.
And looks like they will throw with Price, trying to get away. Has time now, throwing for the deep ball into triple coverage and incomplete. Connor Weston was the intended receiver, but he had like Josh Vasquez and Taylor Highfield all around him.
He had everyone around him, and the tougher part of that is Price had to go back an extra 5 yards due to the pressure before making that throw.
So now 3rd down and 10. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. Here comes the rush up the middle. Brown to throw, and it's incomplete. Oh, he had his receiver open. It was Preston Burris who just couldn't make it happen. So it'll be 4th down, and they'll have to punt.
Looking for maybe Weston, but instead saw Preston, and that's the wrong Eston. Couldn't convert on 3rd and 10. Pittsburgh had some promising drives, Ethan, and yet DC is able to snuff any momentum.
Rodney Williams punting it away, and it will be recovered by Sam Harrison up to the DC 32. So no points again for Pittsburgh, but they are moving the ball down the field. They are finding those holes in the DC defense and they are moving down.
Yeah, it's what happens is when the DC defense force them into long down situations, it's when they start to slow down and their offense starts to stifle.
So we'll have synergy Under center, Twins to the right for 1st and 10. Quick step. We'll check it down and completed to Stellar, but it'll be a loss of 1 with Tom Krieg on the coverage.
Great coverage by Krieg. Seeing the swing pass and running towards to the receiver as the ball leaves the hands of Price. Sorry, I keep mixing. Price is not in the DC team. Synergy.
You keep wanting Price and Kirby together. I get it. For Coco, good motion to the left side. He set up doubles on the right and a rush up the middle, going nowhere for Kevin Say. Good coverage by Gino McFly. Now 3rd down and 10.
3rd and 10. Now both teams getting tested on 3rd and 10. Quads formation. Interesting.
Yeah, they got the old 2 and 2. Oh, and look at that! McFly up the outside and down for the sack.
Holy! This is synergy. Him and his offensive line have yielded 3 sacks all season in 6 games. Wow.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. Good, hard defense by Pittsburgh, keeping them in it. They trail DC 7-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League here on YouTube.
I gotta go back to that play. That was an incredible sack, forcing a 4th down in a key 3rd and long situation to give your offense a chance to catch up to a 7-0 hole.
Plenty of opportunities for Pittsburgh to get back into this as we start the 2nd quarter. Harrison on the punt. Tried to get to the outside and couldn't really do anything there on that coverage from Jujubi-Doo. So Pittsburgh will start from their own 32-yard line. And that incredible sack from Gino McFly, just blasting through. Great highlight there for the Riverhawks as they try to get down the field to tie this ball game. Twins to the right for Michael Brown. Has some time. Oh, and a nice one-handed catch to Connor Weston for the 1st down.
That's the Connor Weston we love, and the Connor Weston we know. Is that a one-handed catch?
Ooh, a little bit of a one-handed catch. Yeah, that was really good. Keeping themselves moving down the field. So after a bit of a one-handed grab from DC, Pittsburgh says, "Hey, we got one of our own." Brings them up to the 49. Price rolling out to his left, goes for the short pass, gets it to Weston, completed for another 3.
So things are looking okay, looking up Pittsburgh. 2nd and 7. I think what they want to do is get ahead on schedule, at least on schedule, and not find themselves 3rd and long, 2nd and long.
We'll have Twins to the left. Brown getting away from the coverage, gets it just in time, and it will be positive yardage. Devin Lloyd getting 2 with Saeed Gore there wrapping him up. Now 3rd down and 5.
That's something we haven't called. Another key player for this Pittsburgh offense, Devin Lloyd, their speediest wide receiver on their roster, in return duties sometimes, and this time not. But when he gets out there on a go route, he's going to be lethal.
Harrison going in motion to the right for 3rd and 5. Brown to throw. Going left side. Gets it to Weston to the 30. Great catches by Connor Weston, and now they're in enemy territory.
There he goes again with an incredible catch. I mean, you see number 83 in that location of the field. Just throw it to that location on the field. He's going to be somewhere in that zone.
They mark it down at the 29-yard line. And great gain for Pittsburgh. They're just closing in on the red zone. Here comes a 5-man rush. Brown gets it away just in time. Taz Weston in the open. Down into the DC red zone to the 12-yard line.
This time DC, instead of covering Weston, rush basically, well, I wouldn't say the full house. They left some people in zone, but Connor Weston is just good. So good that he can see zone and will exploit the opening. Water route by him and a throw by the quarterback.
That does put Connor Weston now 33rd in all time in receiving yards. Oh, and there's a incomplete. Thought he had that one, but it's going to be knocked out. Incomplete pass there. But yes, he has now enough yards to take him to 32 all time with over 8,412 receiving yards, surpassing retired tight end Mike Daggs on the all-time list. He also now has over 600 career receptions for Connor Weston. They're going to put Harrison in motion to the right side. Splitting the receivers with the eye. Price to throw. Gets away from the blocks. Tried to run up the middle, but Wagner was there to knock him senseless. It'll be now 3rd and 13.
And that sack taking away some of the yardage from Weston's great catches. But 3rd and 13... I mean, 3rd and 13, you're in a situation you got to throw, find your number 83 player. He's going to be somewhere down there.
Absolutely. And they're going to put Harrison in motion to the right. You see 3 defenders covering 2. Brown to throw. Oh, and it's intercepted! Picked off by Daryl Bullock at the 2-yard line. So it will be DC football after a failed attempt in the red zone.
And I think he did throw to Weston, but just underthrown, and Bullock at the right place at the right time and with good enough hands to make the interception. They are at the 2-yard line, but what a turnaround on an incredible drive by Pittsburgh.
So DC gets the football back. Another turnover by the Pittsburgh Riverhogs, but now in very deep territory. They'll hand it off. Say running left. He'll get maybe a yard. They'll credit him with 2. They'll mark it down probably about the 3.5-yard line.
Yeah, well, that's 4 or 2 extra yards. You're not about a 4.5-yard line. Not exactly far from their end zone, but
But we did see that sack from McFly. It can absolutely change things. Josh Gill going in motion to the left. He's going to set up twins in that direction, twin tight ends to the right. And hand it off to Say, who will get a few more yards. Wow, pushing his way for the first down before Tom Creek can even have a chance to bring him down. Let's quickly introduce that DC Dragon offense. Shabazz Synergy, the quarterback. Kevin Say, Sam Harrison, the running backs. Chuck Steller, the fullback. Wide receivers, Mason Kirby and Josh Gill. Tight ends, Jay Hayden and Lauren Prococo. On the line, Robert Crone and James Judah are on guard. Michael Prococo at center. Quinn Zook and Ezekiel Rubin at tackle. Now with a little more leeway from the 13. There's Sam Harrison getting a run, and he'll end up getting 3 on the play. Good, slow drive here for DC. Getting themselves out of the shadow of the end zone. Hand it off to Say. Getting around a defender. Gets to the 20. And they'll mark him down for a few more yards. Now 3rd and 2.
Gonna be an easy handoff to Kevin Say down the middle, perhaps. We haven't seen much of a fullback dive. Chuck Steller has some carries.
Now 3rd and 2, heavy offset eye, hand off to Harrison, and we'll get the first down. Got about 3.5, but just enough to move the sticks.
Harrison with a good effort there. Pushing just enough for the first down. And they're just going, just moving the chain here.
Yeah, very slow, meticulous drive. Split tight end, split receiver for 1st and 10. From under center, Synergy has Say in the backfield. They'll run it up the middle, but McFly there on the stop. Pushing them for no gain on that play.
That was just great tackling. I'd say the blocking of DC was on point there, but I couldn't see the number of who made the tackle shed the block instantly and hit number 20 Kevin Say on that tackle.
Synergy will now throw. Gets it away to Prococo, who will get 12, maybe 13 yards. Moving the chains once again.
I don't even think she was looking at the ball as she made the catch here. Well, maybe, but just for a split second, catches the ball, and then hunkers down to force extra yards in the play.
And a great catch, too, in double coverage to have it in that right spot to get the yardage. So mark it down at the 37-yard line. Here comes the rush, and Stellar trying to push on the fullback dive. He'll get about 4.
4 yards ahead of schedule. This is what, solid offenses, die for. Just be ahead of schedule.
Absolutely. Just stay on pace. Stay a little bit above the pace, and you'll be fine. Here's Say on the rush. Up the middle. Will get just short of the line to gain. 3rd down and 1 coming up.
So most of the time, they've handed this off to Harrison on maybe an outside run. Harrison's back there with Stellar blocking for him.
And you see the shift here from Pittsburgh. They're going to try to attack from the outside. Here comes the rush up the middle, and Harrison will get the first down as Vasquez brings him down right about mid-shield for the first down. Let's quickly introduce that Pittsburgh Riverhog defense. On the line, you'll see Butch Menor and Bubba Bruiser at tackle. Gino McFly and Dimitri Monzuma are outside linebackers. Corners are Cody Griffin, Adam Nold, and Tom Krieg. On safety is Corey Menor and Kane Vasquez. There's a handoff for Stellar, pushing his way down. He'll be marked short of the first down. Griffin on the stop.
Great run by Stellar. I have a trivia question for you about this game, Ethan.
All right.
How many passes do you think they've had in this drive?
In this drive?
Yes.
I think maybe about 2 or 3, I think.
They've had the 1 in 11 plays this drive.
1 pass so far this drive. The rest of it have been on the ground. It's what they excel at. Here's Kevin Say getting the first down, getting about 4 more yards to push him over the 30-yard mark for today.
They're just battering and bruising through this Pittsburgh defense. And everyone here over 3 carries already for this DC run offense.
And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in Pittsburgh. And DC trying to make it a 2-score game. They lead it 7-0. You're watching the SFL here on YouTube. Two minutes to go here in the first half. DC trying to make this a 2-score game. Handed off to Say. Oh, and he is blasted at the line of scrimmage by Bubba Bruiser. Big stop for the Pittsburgh defense.
The big Bruiser makes a great tackle there. I think he basically beat the man on the block and hit Say instantly. What a play.
Yeah, he was right there on the line. Here's Synergy to throw. Has some time, will get it away. Wow, what a catch down to the 22 to Chuck Stellar. Moving the chains once again for DC.
Stellar all the way from the fullback. Nice route by him, and then runs the go route as the fullback gets the nice catch. Great play.
Moves them just outside of the red zone. They're at the 21.5-yard line. Split receivers. Percoco set up to the right. Split back set. Here comes the rush, and they have it covered. Little run here on the play will be a gain of 7. Pittsburgh will call timeout. That was Dan Alexander, the secondary fullback, doing the run.
It feels like some weird time dilations happening here. Ethan, this drive started at the 7-minute mark of the second quarter, and they're knocking on the door of the end zone.
Yeah, this is now the 14th play of the drive. Synergy will throw it off Percoco's hands and incomplete. Coverage on the play by Gino McFly. Wrapped her up right before she could grab it.
Yeah, good stuff by Gino. Making it extra tough for that catch to be made by the superstar tight end. It is still 3rd and 3. That tight end short route is still in the books.
Could be. She's right there on the right side. Synergy will roll left, though. Going for the end zone and short of the goal line. Percoco made the catch. They'll call timeout, but they'll mark it just short of the touchdown.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Shabazz rollout away from Percoco. I knew Percoco was going to run inwards the same direction. Short of the touchdown. They might pass here still.
They're about an inch away from the goal line. First and goal to go. Snap, synergy, throws, caught one-handed, touchdown by Josh Gill.
What a gutsy play to throw it inches away from the end zone. But what an incredible play lined up in your playbook. A quick, short slant inside. And Shabazz Synergy makes the read, makes the throw. Gill makes the catch. Touchdown.
The 1-yard touchdown pass caps off 18 plays from this drive for DC, going 99 yards. Because remember, this started on just outside the 2-yard line. They go 99 yards, finish it with a 1-yard touchdown pass, and it's now 14-0 DC with 51 seconds left to go here in the first half. Wow, an incredible drive from DC, and they get the ball back to start the second half. Rush up the middle on the return by Lloyd will set Pittsburgh up on the 35-yard line. The SFL convention is heading to Baltimore, Maryland for the 2025 convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th to the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our guest hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and revel in the league's first convention on the East Coast. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. Pittsburgh to start from their own 35, 46 seconds to go here in the first half. Michael Brown to throw, pass down the middle, caught by Weston right at midfield for a 15-yard gain. Pittsburgh calls timeout.
That nice catch by Weston signaled that Pittsburgh, it's go time. We have enough time. We have the timeouts to get at some scoring range, even for a field goal.
Even a field goal, it would make it an 11-point game, but a more manageable 2-score game. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Brown to throw. Time in the pocket. Oh, and off the hands of Harrison, incomplete.
So many throws down the middle as well. I was wondering if they had mixed some outside passing or outside routes in their playbook for situations like this, so they didn't need to waste timeouts by throwing down the middle of the field. They line up in offset twists, though.
Yeah, twins to the left on the offset eye, but they will put Lloyd in motion to the right. And you see the pursuit there from Darryl Bullock, so their man coverage on the corners. Brown to throw. Going down. Oh, tried to go for the bit of a right side pass, but it will fall incomplete.
I think the target there was their fullback, Cooper Allen. She couldn't bring the ball down. But it's a similar route. Similar route to Stellar when he ran that route and made the catch.
Now 3rd down and 10 from the midfield stripe. Pittsburgh trying to get some points on the board before the half. Brown to throw it. Has the open man for Weston. Down to the 32-yard line. 18 yards on the play. Pittsburgh calls their second timeout.
Weston once again wide open in 3rd and long. I think DC's philosophy in 3rd and long is rush Pittsburgh as much as you can, get to Price or Brown, sack them, but they live and die by leaving Weston open.
Brown will throw it again. Oh, no, it's intercepted! Jadoobie-Doo with his 2nd pick of the game.
Ching incentive, baby. What a play by Jadoobie-Doo, the focus to make this catch. Well, it's less focused and more at the right place and time, and then hanging on as he gets hit midair with the ball in his hands.
And you saw that he almost bit on the route for Weston, but he stayed there. He stayed in his coverage, and he had the receiver behind him. He just was right there to make the grab. Second pick of the game for Jadoobie-Doo, 3rd for him on the season, as Kevin Say will rush out for about another 3-yard gain. And that should be everything for DC to finish off this first half.
What a first half by DC.
Yeah, incredible first half. finishing off with that interception to prevent Pittsburgh from getting any points as we get to zeros after this play. Rush up the left side for Harrison. We'll get about another 3. And that will bring us to the end of the first half. DC on top here in Pittsburgh, leading the Riverhogs 14-0. As we head into our halftime break, we'll break down the stats real quick. And here's the thing. Overall, Pittsburgh has they are behind, obviously, but they're still doing very well comparatively on the offensive side of the ball. 174 for DC, 130 for Pittsburgh. They just haven't converted it into points.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like Pittsburgh couldn't move the ball. They could. It's not like they couldn't convert on third downs. They can. Their ground game is existent. It's just, the story has been those 3 turnovers. The first one could have been for a touchdown where Price threw to Weston, but the defense was just there in front of Weston, maybe slightly underthrown, but 2 more turnovers to keep them scoreless today.
Yeah, and you see the player of the half, Connor Weston, who's been having an incredible game so far. Hopefully they'll catch a good break on the second half. We'll take a quick halftime break here, presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia for a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our website, brakesgpt.com. Harrison on the return will bring DC out to their own 33-yard line. So DC now on the start for this drive for the second half. Again, had a really good first half, 107 through the air, 70 on the ground, compared to 100 through the air and 38 on the ground for Pittsburgh. That's been the only real difference between these two squads. DC's been doing a lot better overall on the ground. 2 receivers, they're going to put one in motion. That's Josh Gill going to the left side. They have Prococo set up on the left as well. It'll be a handoff. Kevin Say has room to run. Trying to get around a defender. Gets wrapped up from behind by Dimitri Monzuma. It'll be a gain of 7.
Sneaky agile is Kevin Say. Thought we were going to get a replay there, but he actually jukes the outside rusher, cuts inside, then outside again to get 7 yards.
Good awareness there from Say as he keeps moving down the field. He's up to 50 yards so far tonight. Handoff for Harrison will get the first down up to the 45. Gets about 5 or 6 more yards.
I mean, it just starts in the trenches. Once a hole is open and your running back can run through unabated, it seems like just easy yards for DC, and for them, it always starts with the trenches.
Resets the downs now, 1st and 10 at the 45. Watch the sneak here. They're going to run it up the middle. Kevin Say will get wrapped up right around midfield. They'll call it 7. So probably mark them down right around the 48.
Even their center pushing down the nose tackle. That was just a Red Sea parting, essentially.
Yeah, that's Michael Prococo at center doing some great blocking work. Here's a handoff for Harrison again. And they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. There's a tackle there from Vicane Vasquez. So now 3rd down in inches.
Good job mixing it up with a bit of an outside run as well. We're not only good on the inside, we're good on the outside as well.
So about 3rd down and a postcard here for DC. Split tight ends. They'll go for the handoff. Kevin Say will barely make the first down. Thought he was going to be stopped short in the traffic, but manages to get around and keep the chains moving.
I mean, 3rd and inches, any way you do it, a sneak, dive down the middle. Say is going to get you that inch.
First down from the Pittsburgh 40, from the 43, and another run for Harrison will get another 5 yards.
I'm going to start running out of metaphors for how wide open those gaps are. We'll start with the sliding door opening for them.
The one I like to say is like it's got a hole so big you can put the plot of The Purge through it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Here's a handoff for Kevin Say, and he'll get another yard before McFly gets the tackle. So it'll be now 3rd down and 4.
This time, no gap there in the offensive line. So no B-movie script able to go through. I got my own. I got my own metaphors too.
All right, 3rd down and 4 with twins to the left. They're going to hand it off to Say. Goes to the right side on the opposite play and getting the first down just short of the 30-yard line.
In, out, in, out. It's just a dance for them. It's a well-choreographed offense. It's on the ground game. If you can't stop us on the ground, we won't even have to bring out our passing game.
And they haven't even bothered with it. No passes so far this drive. They're going to hand it off again.
Stellar.
I don't believe that was Stellar. That was the other fullback. That's Dan Alexander doing the work. Getting a 2-yard gain. 9th play of the drive there. 9 consecutive runs. And if you want to count the drive they had before the end of the half, it's been 11 consecutive runs. It's the handoff again. Kevin Say going right. He'll have room for the first. He gets to the 10, the 5. Touchdown, DC!
He saw the opportunity of his life, took it, had an obstacle on the way, destroyed it, found the end zone, and scored it.
Scored off a 29-yard touchdown run for Kevin Say. That makes it 20-0 DC, pending the extra point from Caleb Richards. That is your breakaway play of the game, brought to you by Breaks GPT, sports memorabilia breakers and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet or jersey you might hit. You can check them out at breaksgpt.com. There it is, 10 plays, 67 yards, every single play. Run, run, run.
That's insane. 0 passes.
DC so far in their last 2 drives, we're counting that drive that they had at the end of the half, 12 consecutive runs. And that's just absolutely bonkers to me. We're going to rush on the return here, and it'll be brought out to the 29-yard line by Harrison. So set up Pittsburgh in decent field position.
If you include their previous scoring drive, Ethan, they had 23 runs and 5 passes.
Wow. Unbelievable. Yeah, so 13 plays on that last scoring drive were runs. And that pass incomplete. Connor Weston, the intended receiver. Nothing doing on that one.
And if you're Pittsburgh, you just saw what DC did. They just crunched 4 minutes from the clock. Your sense of urgency has to be at 100 right now.
Absolutely. They got to start getting aggressive through the air. It's where they excel at. And it'll be Michael Brown to try and make it happen. Getting around his blockers. Has time for the deep ball, and it's incomplete. Little overthrown there. Intended for Devin Lloyd.
Well, he was definitely able to get there deep, but perhaps the connection hasn't been established throughout this game. He's been rarely thrown to, if at all, not especially in those long cases.
Now 3rd down and 10. 4 receivers for Brown. Oh, gets away from some pressure. Oh, and it's a little bit of a smack on the line of scrimmage. It'll be incomplete. I think that was Jason Bourne on the deflection.
And that might just be his second. We'll confirm that on the stat sheet. But Jason Bourne on the line has been doing everything. Jumping up, making those passes difficult. You know, our statisticians is giving that as his second pass deflection of the game.
Yeah, great job on the line of scrimmage by the DC defense to smack those footballs out of the air from the line. Rodney Williams to punt this away, taking at the 31. And the return by Sam Harrison will bring it out to the 39-yard line. When you're looking for the most up-to-date information on news and happenings in the Burgh, go to OneBurgh, Pittsburgh's largest social media network. Tune into OneBurgh's Facebook and YouTube pages and check out the new series, The Incline Show. Bit of a steep incline for Pittsburgh so far today. 21-0, they trail. DC with the ball on their own 39. Almost 5.5 to go here in the third. Kevin Say on the run. We'll get about 4. And so DC continuing that ground and pound offense, continuing to move the football with their running backs.
And they're showing that they can do it many different ways. They're ISO running down one gap down the middle. They can do that. Outside zone running, they can do that as well, and that worked there, 4 yards.
They'll pitch it out to Chuck Stellar. The fullback will get a few more yards. They got about 3 there before getting met by Kane Vasquez. Now 3rd down and 5.
Actually, I think the refs were not as generous. I think that's only a 1-yard carry. It looked like more.
Looked like a couple more for sure. So 3rd down and 5. Synergy with 3 wide and a split back set. Nickel for Pittsburgh. Synergy will run it himself, and he's met at the line of scrimmage by Bubba Bruiser. It'll count as a gain of 1, but 4th down for DC. They'll have to punt.
I'm sure that I'm not alone. I'm sure DC fans were sure that that was a 1st down. And then out of nowhere, Bruiser said, "Peekaboo."
So that'll force the Ron Van Cleef punt. And this will be fielded right around the 16-yard line. Return there from Ben Harrison will set them up at their own 20.
It's actually a decent punt as well. Despite starting at the 20, the distance, and you got your what was that? Airtime, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good airtime on that punt for sure. So now it'll be Pittsburgh football from their own 20-yard line. See the defense shifting here as a nickel set for the Dragons. Eric Price to throw. Has some time. Will get her out to the right side. Connor Weston with the 1st down. Gets out of bounds from about the 32, 33-yard line.
It was actually beautiful. Him and Gill run the crossing route. You see him here breaking up to the outside and left wide open as he left his man defender in his tracks. Picks up a 1st down in the first play of the drive.
Good play here from Pittsburgh, trying to keep themselves moving after the 13-yard gain. Twins to the left side for Michael Brown. He's going to throw that way, and it's caught right at midfield by Connor Weston. He's been the man to go to tonight. He's over 100 yards receiving.
How does he do it? My guy is the early offensive player of the season. He is just unmatched. How can you leave him that open as well?
Unbelievable receptions from Connor Weston. Now 8 receptions for 126 yards as they are now in DC territory. Price gonna throw and deflected at the line by Mike Wagner.
What?
The defensive tackles have been really stepping up in knocking those footballs down.
That is the 10th total deflection for DC. 4 have gone for the defensive tackles.
Yeah, great job from the interior linemen to keep the ball out from the middle of the field. 2nd and 10, split receivers. Brown gonna throw, facing pressure, gets away, runs out for positive yardage and gets 3 on the play, sliding away. Now 3rd and 7.
I think it's the first time he slid on a quarterback scramble.
Absolutely right there. And Michael Brown right now leading the Pittsburgh offense in rushing yards with 13 on 4 carries. Brown gonna throw down the left side and incomplete.
Close.
Oh man, Burris was the intended target, but the Peanut Say was there to knock it out.
You gotta give credit to Price. His throws have been on point except for the one turnover. Whenever he throws a receiver, it always hits them. They're just unable to hang on.
So will be a punt on the way for Rodney Williams. Going to try the coffin corner. It'll be taken at the 12. And right there immediately for the stop is number 22, Kerry Burns, making the tackle on Sam Harrison. So DC will get the football on their own 14.
Well, here we go again. We have 21 points on the board. A 3-score game, essentially. DC, they might just go 20 more runs, I think, even.
I think they very well might. They'll hand it off to Say, right side. Spins around one tackle, but meets Monzuma for a gain of 5.
Their last drive was only for 1 minute 22. But prior to that, they had a 3 minute 46-second drive, and then a 6 minute 11-second drive. That was their scoring drive.
Here's the other thing: the last 35 plays, 30 of them have been runs. 6 out of 7 are run plays, and here's another one by Sam Harrison, who will get there for another 4. So now 3rd down and 1 coming up.
And you just either give this down the middle, or give it, outside zone running to Harrison again. Ooh, hair wing. Or Joker spear here.
It'll be a handoff to Say, and they're going to give him the first down.
Ooh.
Got just enough. They're going to say they'll move the chains on it. I don't know if we'll see McFly throw the challenge flag here. And they will not. Yeah, they're going to let this one go. It'll be first down at the 25.
Uh-oh.
Pitch out for Stellar.
No.
Fullback run. Has a stiff arm and room to run for the first down, out of bounds at the 40-yard line. What a run for Chuck Stellar. Gets 15.
I'm going to be honest, I love those fullback tosses. When the blocks come from your wide receivers, it's going to be a fullback versus a safety, and they're going to demolish a safety downfield, and that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what they did, and Stellar got 17 yards for his effort. 1st and 10 from the 42. Synergy to hand off to Say. Sheds McFly, and gets wrapped up by Corey Menner from behind, but they're going to give him another 10.
They're just dominating. Dominating is probably even an understatement for this game.
Yeah, so far Kevin Say has been having an incredible game. 23 carries so far, and I think he's probably cracked the 100-yard mark, to be sure. We'll get verification on that in a second. Tight end Jay Hayden going in motion to the right. There'll be a pitch out to Stellar. Met behind the line, and it will be a loss on the play. Stopped there by Nold. And it'll be a loss of 3.
And the difference there this time is if the defense didn't get in the backfield and slow the receiver or the ball carrier early, then everyone else can collapse on him. And that's exactly what happened at TFL.
Now 2nd down and long. Synergy going to have to throw it. Has the open receiver down to the 39-yard line, and it's Lauren Percoco again with the grab.
Makes sense, right? You need to throw to close the gap caused by the TFL. Throw it to the one with one of the surest hands. It's Lauren Percoco time, and 12 for 15 completions. Incredible.
Yeah, 126 yards passing on the day for Shabazz Synergy. Here's a handoff for Kevin Say, who will get the first down to the 35-yard line. Brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 3 quarters left, 1 down to go. Get your fours up in the chat. We've got a 21-0 game here in Pittsburgh. DC leading the Riverhogs. You're watching the SFL here on YouTube. Let's read this, all right? Come right back.
The of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Ethan Muslin, Mark Lopez here on the call tonight from the Pog Pen at Oneburg Stadium. 4th quarter about to get underway as Kevin Say will run out for another 3-yard gain to start the 4th quarter. And of course our statisticians Joshua Durr and Takeda Yuki helping get all those numbers. So another 3-yard gain for Kevin Say. He's up to 96 yards rushing on the day.
Wow.
That breaks 2 records for him. He's now over 9,000 career rushing yards, and he's now 21st all-time in rushing, passing Park Hee-Chul on the all-time roster. As the completion to Jay Hayden will get the first down in the red zone. Kevin Say having himself a career-defining day tonight.
Awesome stuff from Kevin Say. Whoa. Congratulations to him on those 2 milestones, dude.
Yeah, hitting the 2 milestones in the same game is always a great thing to hit. And Kevin Say is more than easily filling out his Hall of Fame card at this point. And I'm just going to go say it right now. He's absolutely going to have it at some point. Not if, but when. Josh Gill in motion over to the left side with twins to the left, 2 tight ends right. Synergy going to throw. Oh, and it's intercepted! Picked up by Cody Griffin, and Pittsburgh takes away what could have been a 4-score game, and they've got the football back.
Oh, that was just an inaccurate throw all around. Maybe perhaps a bit of miscommunication, or Pittsburgh's brilliance coming up to the forefront at the last minute.
So now it will be Pittsburgh football on the takeaway from Cody Griffin. From their own 20-yard line, they got to get aggressive here. Michael Brown going to throw left side. Has the grab to Devin Lloyd. It'll be a gain of 8.
I like that route by Lloyd running. I wouldn't call it a corner route. It's more like an inverted arrow. But in that way, the only people can end him. Tackle him are the outside safeties.
They'll go for the handoff on 2nd down, and Blitz on the carry. We'll get about 1. Nick Fargo there on the stop.
So that's if that 2-yard pickup or that 1-yard pickup is only their 4th total yards at all this half.
Yeah, it's been a real struggle for Pittsburgh to get moving here. They will go on the delay handoff. Blitz should get the first down, and he does. Got about 2 yards on the play, and Pittsburgh holds on to it.
There's still some life. It is a steep mountain. 21-0 in the 4th quarter, 7.5 minutes to go.
Still plenty of time to move down the field and get on the board. Handoff up the middle for Mike Churchill will get 4, but they're going to have to get a little more aggressive than that. They got to start throwing the rock.
Yeah, they got to start turning to those plays in the playbook. Quick out routes or deep bombs. Mix them up. Don't be too one-dimensional with the runs here. It's a heavy set for them, though.
Yeah, two tight ends to the right side. They're going to hand it off to Blitz, who has blocks and will push his way for the first down. Rounds up to the 44-yard line. So they're still moving the football, getting some decent runs on the plays. But as we said, they got to be a little more aggressive than this. They got to start hurling it.
Yeah, it looks like they're still running their base offense that they would be running if they're not 21 points down and just 0 points down. Or I guess that means tied.
There's the pass from Brown, complete to Weston for a gain of 6. As you saw the rushing yard comparison from comparing DC to Pittsburgh. And wow, 183 yards of rushing on the ground for DC compared to any other offensive category for Pittsburgh. I mean, DC almost beats them overall just from their running game. Blitz on the carry. They're going to mark him just short as John DeSantis makes the tackle. And DeSantis now over 600 tackles on his career.
This drive was any other point of the game, say the first quarter. I'd say it's a positive drive.
But they're going to get the first down for Churchill. Now to the DC 40-yard line. Now under 6 minutes to go. They really got to get moving.
Yeah, at times not their ally here. It's their bane, and the playbook is just not designed to be aggressive. It feels like.
Let's see how they set it up here. 3 receivers, split eye.
Here we go.
And Brown will throw it. Oh, into
There you
double
go.
coverage for Connor Weston to the 25 and a first down.
Yes, sir. If you're in doubt, if you're in need of a long play, throw it to Connor Weston's way.
Another 15-yarder here for Connor. He's up to 134 receiving yards on the day.
26.4 average per catch, dude. What?
He's having an incredible game, even with Pittsburgh struggling on offense. Price will throw, gets it to Weston for another gain of 8. They're closing in on 5 minutes to go. They're starting to pass it, but they got to start going a little further deep downfield.
The Doobie-Doo was actually in position to pick that off. Probably a little short of the jump there. Oh, could have been a third pick for him.
So here we go. Split tight ends. Offset eyes. 2nd and 2. They'll hand it off. Up the middle for Blitz. It'll be short. Now 3rd down and 1. They're going to go no huddle.
Why are they hurrying up here?
They got to try to get the first down.
In this formation. Oh,
Brown will check it down. Oh, and it's
Oh.
incomplete. Keith Wheeler had it out of his hands.
Finally,
Oh,
when they
man.
pass.
They'll stop the clock with 4:27 to go. Looks like they got Michael Brown on the field. They will go for it on 4th down.
Of course.
1 yard to move the sticks. 15 will get them 6. Brown to throw. Checks it down. Caught by Wheeler. No, they
What?
say he's short.
What?
I don't believe that. That's a turnover on downs. I thought he got it.
Coach, now's the time to throw that flag.
Let's see. Oh, I think that he had to have gotten it unless he didn't make forward progress.
Maybe.
that
Oh,
what
that's a
they're
good
saying?
point.
He
Was
didn't make any
running
forward
back?
progress? Yeah, they're saying he's down at the 14. Didn't make forward progress. Unreal. Because that, I could swear up and down, that's a first down for Pittsburgh. DC will have the football, though. 2 tight ends. They're going to put one in motion to the left. They'll set up for 2 receivers to the left side. Synergy hands off. Kevin Say to the right side will get 3. And they can put that challenge flag away. They're not going to be able to get anything there.
Well, I think prior to this game, Ethan, there have been 6 shutouts in the season across the league. This will be number 8.
Unreal. An incredible season here. We've seen the shutouts as you've talked about. We have the talk about the touchdown to interception ratio for the quarterbacks. It's been almost a defensive season here in the SFL as Sam Harrison will run for the first down. Bit of a game update here from Minnesota. The Legend are up on the V8s 28-7 at the half. There were 12 drives in the second quarter total, and Minnesota outscored them 21-0 in that second quarter. Oh man, that was a rough game there. Rough game here. And you're gonna have these lumps, you're gonna take them. As we see here, we have a little bit of a replay check here from upstairs, if you will. But the ball never crossed the line to gain, and that's the thing. The ball has to cross. It may look like a first down, but it's got to be the ball to cross it. Kevin Say on the run, planted by Geno McFly. They'll give him 1.
McFly is showing a bit of his frustration there as he sends Say down to the turf. But yeah, back-to-back shutouts. Shutout in the previous game to this. In the previous time slot as Mexico City buries Chicago with their own shutout there. Another one here. And yeah, your point about defense around the league improving, I can agree to that.
Yeah, because we're talking about Eric Price, 5 touchdowns to 10 picks for him. Michael Brown didn't have a touchdown this season to 1 pick. I think that's now up to 3 after tonight. Sam Harrison with the run will go nowhere. And even Shabazz Synergy, 2 touchdowns and 11 interceptions is
right.
It's been a very defensive season here in the SFL. as we reach the 2-minute warning here at the Hog Pen. 2 minutes to go for DC to possibly pull the sweep, and they'll lead at 21-0 with 2 minutes to go. Third and 10 for DC. They got to get to the 35-ish to move the chains. Lauren Prococo, she's in motion to the left side, being pursued by Adam Nold. And it'll be a handoff to Stellar, and it'll be stopped short. Pittsburgh will take their first timeout.
Yeah, even then you saw that Stellar had a chance for the first down there, but great tackle in the open field by Pittsburgh in 4th and 2 instead, and getting the punt here. Chance to at least put some points on the board.
Yeah, Ron Van Cleef to punt this away. Almost a little bit of pressure there as the fair catch will be called. Pittsburgh will take it from their own 21-yard line. Make sure to check out Yinzelvania.com for the largest collection of Western Pennsylvania-based gear. Whether you're representing Brady's Bend, Squirrel Hill, or Mount Washington, wear your area with pride. T-shirts, mugs, and more can be found at Yinzelvania.com. Pittsburgh on their own 21-yard line. Going to try to avoid the shutout here. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Michael Brown will throw. Right side. Wow! Weston gets the football. Stays on his feet and runs down the outside and gets wrapped up at the 44-yard line, pushed out of bounds.
Incredible! I mean, it's in a losing effort, 21-0, but whenever the ball gets to him, it's just like magic. It's like we're just watching art.
An incredible performance from Connor Weston, too. 12 catches, 180 yards on the day. He's now up to 884 receiving yards for the season. He's closing into 1,000. And we're maybe about, halfway through the season right now? He can absolutely make it happen. He might be on pace to maybe even get 1,500. Brown to throw, completed to Ben Harrison inside enemy territory. Pittsburgh takes their second timeout.
Are we making that the over-under for Connor Weston, 1,500?
I think that's probably the ceiling. That's probably as high as he'll probably get. Because remember, he got to 700-ish.
In 6 games.
In 6 games, I think 1,500 might be the top, might be the higher end. Brown will throw it and completes it over to Devin Lloyd. Final timeout taken by Pittsburgh. They're now inside the 30.
Which means they are just about in field goal range. Trying to avoid a shutout here.
Yeah, just try to avoid the shutout, get some points on the board, and it will be at least something. Brown will get it, completes it over to Wheeler, steps out of bounds for about a 3 or 4 yard gain. And Jadubi-Doo is down on the field. So an unfortunate injury, but I will say at least he did have himself a good day.
He did. He got himself 2 interceptions. I think the guy deserves a little bit of rest.
Yeah, a little bit of rest, a little bit of a pat on the back. Say, hey, don't worry, don't overexert yourself. You did a good job. Also want to give some props to Nick Fargo, who just has 3 tackles on the day, puts him at 1,346 tackles in his career. Now 9th all time, beating a certain Mark Lopez.
Well, see, we haven't played their game yet, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Congratulations, a temporary congratulations.
But Nick Fargo now currently 9th all-time on the stat sheet, as Michael Brown will set under center for 4th and 2. They're going to try to go for the touchdown here, or at the very least get the first. 4 receivers, split 2 and 2. Here comes the 5-man rush. Brown throws it and overthrew his target, incomplete. Ben Harrison, the intended receiver there, nothing doing. So DC will take the football back. Pittsburgh out of timeouts. Yeah, I see a little bit of coverage there from Tyler Highfield, excuse me. And a little bit of a mess up there on the route.
Yeah, the perfect crossing route coverage there, as instead of having the quarterbacks bump each other, it's the receiver getting pushed out of his route. A great defense there.
So that'll put DC into victory formation. They will go above 500 to finish out the week. They'll go 4-3. We have the big bye coming up here for Week 9, where we'll only have one game set up for Week 9. Week 10, they will be at Lexington. Week 11, they'll be hosting Denver. And then Week 12, they will be at Arizona. Pittsburgh will fall to 1-6. After the big bye, they will be hosting Louisiana here at Oneburg. Then they'll be at Albuquerque and at Baltimore, which will be a tough match for them for sure. Probably one final play here before we get to the 000s. No, there will be one more play. Play clock is ahead of the game clock. Don't forget, Week 8 action will continue tomorrow with a Southern Showdown in Texas. Fort Worth Toros and Houston Headhunters are both 3-3. They will clash at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Plus, Nashville, Denver, Florida, Carolina, and Lexington, Vancouver. It's another doubleheader SFL Sunday here on YouTube. And I'll be at that Carolina game. That will be a fun one for sure. Final play here as they'll take one last kneel down. And there we go. That will bring us to zeros on the clock. It is final. DC Dragons win it in Pittsburgh, shutting out the Riverhogs 21-0 in a fantastic game from both Shabazz Synergy and Kevin Say. But I would say, pardon the pun, Kevin Say is your player of the game. 128 rushing yards on 27 carries and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Say was incredible all night. Not only with the yardage and the touchdown, he gets you your first down. He gets you, he gets you 8 yards in the first down play as well. And Say he started slow, he didn't start slow. He actually started incredibly well, and it was just a good night. Forced the shutout in 3 quarters.
Absolutely, and just to kind of put a little pin on it, the entire second half, only 3 passes from Shabazz Synergy, and that was it. That's the final. Yeah. DC 21, Pittsburgh 0. From our partner Mark Lopez, our statisticians Josh Durr and Takeda Yuki, our producer commissioner extraordinaire Cameron Irvine, I'm Ethan Muslin. We'll see you tomorrow night for more SFL action.